It should be mentioned that the Stones had a pretty long history with Toronto, actually a very infamous history.
Ooh, yeah. Tell that story.
Yeah. So Keith gets busted for heroin in 1977 in Toronto. So they were going to record Love You Live at the Macombo Club.
Do you like that record?
I do. And I don't know if I'm in the minority or anything, but I heard it very early on and thought it sounded really like dirty and nasty. So that was it for me. I was like, this is great. I love to say these 4 words: Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Agents raided Keith's suite at the Harbor Castle Hilton.
A-cab!
While he was sleeping and seized, hold on to your handbags, 22 grams of 32% pure heroin, 5 grams of coke, and narcotics paraphernalia.
I'm sure there are corrupt Canadian Mounted Police, but for some reason, if you're riding a horse, I just automatically think you're pure of heart.
I take you more seriously, too. It's like, really, officer? You got it. I won't feed your horse.
Okay, so
but
that list of things you just mentioned, that's enough to get you a trafficking charge.
Right. And the range is 7 to life for what.
Good God. So the trial doesn't happen for close to 2 years. That's the thing we always forget when we tell these legal stories, right? It's not like this happens on Friday and then Tuesday they're in court dealing with it.
Right.
So October of 1978, that's when it will finally happen. So in the in-between, Keith starts to clean up, and then this becomes his defense.
Yeah. He not only gets sober, he does a bunch of psychiatric treatment, so this becomes part of the whole argument about what was going on with him.
What do the lawyers say?
Oh, the lawyers say he is under a bunch of pressure. He has a bunch of emotional pain.
Don't we all?
But he's trying to get better. This is what happened to me, and my lawyer said to the judge when I had that much heroin and cocaine.
Couple of things. There's a moment in this trial where Keith's lawyer has to detail Keith's living expenses over the last year to illustrate that he had a lot of money and that he was taking these drugs
and not selling
them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you would do that. So that's fun and interesting. But more fun, actual character witness at his trial is Lorne Michaels from Saturday Night Live.
Perfect.
And Dan Aykroyd comes for moral support.
Yeah. The Super Bassomatic 76. I read this firsthand account that they ran out of chairs and Dan Aykroyd just sat in the floor in view of Keith and just kept giving him the thumbs up.
And so in the research, we didn't find this in some sort of like Rolling Stone article. We found this in this firsthand account of a guy who is in the court. What is it when
it's a courtroom sketch?
When he's in the courtroom sketch, which is hilarious to me. And so he's on Reddit or something talking about how he was there, and he posts the courtroom sketch, and he's like, "I'm the guy wearing the blazer." And
would it have been great if he put a guy with a cone head sitting on the floor? It'd been so fucking awesome. That'd have been everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So the punchline to all this is to say they get to the sentencing and the judge will say no incarceration or fine would be appropriate because of Mr. Richards' continuing treatment for drug addiction.
It feels a little unfair that he got 2 years to fix this.
Long-term benefit to the community. And so he is given a 1-year suspended sentence, 1-year probation, and was ordered to give a special performance at the Canadian National Institute for the Blind.
Now, that benefit will happen April 22nd, 1979. And some things you read make it sound like he goes to the Institute with an acoustic guitar. Like, that's how I pictured that when I read it. And, like, gives a private show. I'm trying to imagine what that would be like. What they actually do is they come back and they do a show for everybody, and then the proceeds go to support the cause.
And so we actually know a lot about what happened in the courtroom because last year the official transcript from the court reporter got sold in an auction. You can go look at the photos.
This is bizarre to me that they're even allowed to do this.
Yeah. By the way, it's sold for about $7,000.
So that story is important because these guys didn't get to where they got by abandoning the places that took care of them.
Yeah.
So this has to be in mind at least a little bit in the Stones camp when they get that call about, hey, we need some big act to help us support Toronto in this, post-SARS economic recovery period.